Hello, 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 hello. Hello there, Star. How are you diddly doodles today? Apart from the work and the lurk. It's a little cooler today, so it should be a bit more comfortable for whatever. Party. But we're not having a party. No. I put out a welcome, of course, to another Not Friday. I put out a post in Discord, a little late. I should have done it sooner. Basically along the lines of what should be doing. Hello there, Minotaur. Good to see you. Yeah, my question was, what should I be doing on the next few Fridays? And I got a couple of answers, and none actually lined up with any of the answers. So I then talked to Teflon, and he said, No Man's Sky. So it's Teflon's fault we're doing No Man's Sky today. That's okay. That's good. Good to see that the temperature's good as well, because, yeah, if it gets too hot, doesn't matter where it is that you're working, it gets ridiculous, it gets silly, and it's most definitely not comfortable. And no matter how many Dr. Peppers you have that are chilled, it doesn't help, unfortunately. So, with that said, and we have a good swig of the Dr. Peppers. So, what's been going on? Well, I'll tell you what, I'll go into camera mode first. We were looking at that. So I've mapped out the corner, but I didn't do it because I thought people need to have a look at that. We also, I've got that side. I haven't got that one done, but I've got the side corridor now sealed off. That is a finite ode. But the one bit I did do on stream was I was measuring up, but I only got one side of the top of the ship done. Now I've not completed the whole top because it's a good idea to have a bit of space while you're working. But now that I've got this in place, it means that we're going to have a proper layout for the top of the ship once we're done. So we're going to have some nice room there. And again, this side has been marked up in readiness for putting in the side pieces, which we will probably get to today. The other thing we're doing is I was looking at the slope and decided to cut into the saucer section. So instead of coming out to here and having a thin section, we're going out to there instead. This also it doesn't really cut down on parts so much, but it means that when we come round to the neck, I haven't replaced those dirty pieces yet there, but I have skinned this one up. So there you can see we've got the outer wall gaps filled in. Haven't done that little piece there. We've got that there. And if we swoop inside, I haven't finished that off yet either because that's not in the right place. But when we look at the skinned walls, there is no sign of the intrusion of the outer pieces. So I thought what we'd do is we'd start off on the other side, because this is always fun, trying to watch me do something. So we've got our crossover wires. That gives us our angle of slope, and then we have to move the slope. So nice and simple. But it's nice and simple as long as everything goes to plan. That is the point, isn't it? So as long as we get, there you go, pop that onto there. Then we need a half wall, which we stick there. Another one of those momentarily whilst we then wiggle and jiggle. Then we can have another half wall, and then we can throw in a garage door there. It's amazing how much easier it is to do certain things. Come on, sit on top of the plankety plank. We cross that one down to the bottom. They still haven't. There was an update patch the other day, and it still didn't. There we go. Now we've got our cross piece, which should line up. Yep, with that. But yeah, the patch unfortunately did not solve the issue that we were looking for. Also, I've just realised I haven't put the the bottom one can still do that because it's going to be a different shape. It's okay. Or is it? It's not going to be a different shape. That's the neck piece. I keep forgetting that's the neck piece. That's where we are there. Right, so what I need to do actually is I'll just grab one of those. Like so. Now we grab one of those. Like so. And then we do the same on the top. Okay. That piece there is actually going to get completely modified because if you look at the pattern's different because we're actually using the squares, but then we have to do an overlap on the squares. So there. Right, and then now we need triangles. Do you want a triangle? We need the small triangle. Oops. There we go. And put you in there. Get rid of you and you. Pop you in. Just need to go the wrong way around each time. There we go. So now we have our nice cut-off piece on the top. And the bottom piece is already in position. And just remove that. Now we're going to have some fun because we get rid of those. Do that. Go back to the long wall. And I want to put you in there. Then we need a couple of normal tall walls. I like to draw a decent line, so I'm going to take that down to there. Then we retake that, pop you in there, take you up to the top. And now, because I'll also remove that, we can just grab a normal floor. And we've got that. And this is where we just have to do a little bit more rejiggles. That did not allow me to pick that up, did it? There you go. There we go. And I also had to do the wiggle and jiggle on this one as well. So come on, there, because it has to go there, so I need that one there, so I'm going to take that one and that one. Go back into the triangles. I have to say, at least they managed to get it so the triangles now actually seem to lock onto each other better than they used to. And there we go. So now we now have those pieces. Now we've got a gap there, but we just cheat. And we grab one of the I-beams and drop it in. And there we go. Now I can remove that, and the wire. That's why we've got this wire sticking up here, which I can also remove, because it gives us our 90-degree change in direction. Now I will be putting a little piece of stuff in there, but yeah, that's how we're doing the thing. Great way to do it. It's a simplified way of turning something 90 degrees. You've already got yourself your garage door in place. I mean, you can see how complex this one became. But yeah, I'll remove those, take that out. And I've still got that cross piece there should I have to do any work. But that's no problem. So, now we've done that, let's have a look at one of these, shall we? If I drop underneath. Right, we need that removing first of all. And then we need one of them. Because once we've got the thing in place, it is literally as simple as that. And we now have our curve. I mean, I suppose if you're posh, you could try to put a window in, but you know. Right, I do need to sort out these pieces of wall because these are the wrong colour. Thank you, HG, for changing the game. Right, so that probably will need doing as well. That's only a half wall. We need that one out though. Right. We also need a polished floor, because the polished floor looks pretty. There you go, polished floor. And we're going to have to go back to triangles again. Hello, Dark Owl Boy, how are you doing? Good to see you. Come to see just how bad I am at building a spaceship. I've also realised I've just gone to put that command in completely the wrong way because I can't spell for shit. This is where we're trying to work out. There we go. There we go. Links up. It works when you type it correctly. That's always a bonus. Right. So we're going to. Oh, I just realised I've still got a piece of stuff. Oh. Last day of vacation. And for some strange reason, you thought you'd come here and watch a person who's very bad at building. Yes, that makes perfect sense. I've also, of course, got to put the inner skin on the curved wall I've put there, which would probably have gone down better had I put that in the right place, but never mind. I could stick that there and then do the single one there, couldn't I? Because then that would probably, because it'll just be two doubles actually. Two doubles next to it, when the click points work, of course. Come on. There we go. Right. And then once that's out, I can grab that. Come on. Come on. You can do it. There it is. Remove out that one. Oh no, because that breaks the wall, doesn't it? Oh no, I can stick it there. That's fine. That's neater. There we go. Right. So at least now we've got our skinned walls. Now I just need to do the inner pieces on them. Thinking of holidays, haven't had a proper holiday for a long time. Yeah. Come to think of it. Yeah, it's probably about 10 years since I've had a proper holiday. So, probably explains a lot. But I always say, if you're going to have a holiday, it should always be somewhere that you really, really like, or that you just really, really want to go to. Right, hang on a second. Let's... We'll go back over here, do that, do that. Right, that's that one in. Yeah, thinking of holidays, I would love to go back to Italy again. Is it worth putting that one in? Would that one actually fill across? No, let's just drop it in. Well, you know, I mean, if she's not going to let you join her, then, you know, because I mean, that's always the fun, you know, with showers. If you get the chance to... Because obviously, you know, in a perfectly sensible way, you've got to have someone who can, like, do your back for you, because you just can't reach your back. So, you know, you've got to have someone who can do your back for you. That's my excuse. Oh, great. Now because I've got that, then it finally clicked in just as I was about to click it off. One thing I probably do kind of click a bit faster than some when I'm building. There you go. We'll have a good look at that in a second. There we go, that's our wall. I just realised I haven't got my flashlight on, because I also went into the wrong bit, so that didn't help. There we go. So that's the inside wall. And of course I haven't got the light above it yet, because we've got these lights, which give out a reasonable amount of light, but we've got nothing in this corner section. And I haven't done the floor yet. So I will have to throw down the floor as well at some point. And if I could do a quick jump into the camera mode. Yeah, I mean, you can see that how that's going to transfer to the other side. I mean, you could make an invert curve here if you wanted to. Did they fix the light flaws? Well, they kind of work, and you can still drop them in, because as I walk down here, so we've got them glitched to the ceiling. So they do work, but the snap points are still a bit, you know, there is guesswork involved. There is definitely guesswork involved on trying to do the thing. I mean, I've got them on the other side here as well. But they've changed. Yes, this is it. A prime example. This wall's been replaced. This wall is some of the original walls. And you notice it's got the rust texture, which is rubbish. The floors here are back to the clean version, whereas they were all, if I move out into the disk section, they defaulted them over to the dirty texture here. And these are on the textures that they haven't supposedly been adding or messing around. They've been in for a while. I mean, rather than just try to recolor it, which I found doesn't always mean that the people who then come in to visit sees the change, I just found it easier to remove the wall and replace it with the piece that you want. Because I know if I do the if I jump over here a second. Oops, that didn't work. There you go. If I come over here, I mean, obviously, if I press the main pad in the middle, I can then go in and tell it I want it to be that. But then I myself can load back in and find it's gone back over to that texture, which is like weird. And I don't know why I just managed to grab that. That was silly. But yeah, that's why I just went round choosing choosing the wall. Yeah, so you go over. That didn't quite do what I was planning on. Oh. That was right, hang on. Because I mean, if I press triangle, I get the various bits. Obviously, you can change between the various things, but I mean, I've noticed that some of the textures, I mean, some of the so-called polished textures that they've done are now, well, they don't show up right. Even the stone has been changed now. Just light up the wall and press L1. Light up the wall and on the menu or on the wall? Hang on. Because I mean, if I look at that and just press L1, I get a new wall, but it just copies the thing. Because I'm using the default controls, of course, on this. So of course, L1 just tends to duplicate or rotate depending on what it is that you're doing. In this menu, it would just duplicate the wall. I mean, there's it's like I was playing. Oh, it's Fallout 76. That was it. and I was hitting this button, so I was being told to press a certain button, and it turned out that the controller layout is different between me and someone else, even though we're both on PS5. So for me getting in and out, I think it's triangle, and for them it's X. And I'm like, X? That's a good one. R1. That's still giving me a dirty wall. That's weird. R1. Ooh. L1 calls up similar types of wall, but I don't think it actually replaces the wall with the default. Oh, right, yeah, so I suppose it would give me the default. Right, so I'm doing that. Hang on a second. That's weird. Yeah, and then you can replace it with the, yeah, got it. Yeah, so walls that are in situ you can replace. Yeah, I don't know why I haven't really done that. For some reason I haven't touched on doing that. I know they added it, but I don't know. For some reason I just hadn't really paid much attention to it. I think it's just because I got so used to doing things the other way. Right, I need to... Yeah, it takes you back to the original texture. I mean, I don't know why, when they changed it, short of when they renumbered stuff, they got the numbers in the wrong place. Right. Now I need to wipe out some floor panels. Right. Now I can drop you there. And I can, when I get my view in the right place, drop you there. And then I can never remember this one. Cycle part. There we go. Yeah, that's it. It will do the come on, eyes. The fact that it will actually like it changes it for the right piece that you've selected. Yes, it's useful, and I need to remember to do it. That one. Oh, I need to see that other piece of floor. There we go. So, slight patination on the floor, but it uses less parts. Although technically, no, I'll be filling that piece of hole. Oh great, they're not aligned. They are not aligned. What have I... Okay, let's try that one again. Take that one. Delete that one. Why on earth? That's because I've got the curvy piece in place and it doesn't like the curvy piece. So if I stick you there, and I stick you there, no, sorry, half wall. Should have used a half wall. There we go, one half wall. Now I'll go for that. Make sure it's a shiny. Come on. You can line up. You're just being difficult, aren't you? I'm not sure why that's wanting to jump down there. It should lock onto that piece there, which is weird. Take that piece out. There we go. And then I now take out that, pop you in there, and then it fucking fits properly. Job done. So that probably means that one's not lined up. It's not lined up, is it? No, that's not what. That one's not lined up either because of the. It's all the extra pieces of wall. It's locked in. Well, good to see you anyway. Thanks for dropping by. Have fun, and hopefully the return of your holiday will be. Well, I don't know what the rest of it was like, but hopefully it'll all go smoothly, and the weather will be good. Well, thanks for dropping by. Catch you again soon. I will have to visit another one of your amazing bases at some point. And then spend the next 4 hours looking and thinking, how the f did he do that? Right. Is this piece of floor going to bug me if I don't do something about it? The answer is yes, it will. Yeah, that's lined up now. There we go. That's the main piece, that centerpiece on the rail on the floor. I mean, these pieces here don't quite. I'll have to probably do a tidy up on them. Right. Let's work on this side. And this time, I'm actually going to do the inner wall first, because it makes sense. I'm also going to get rid of that thing there, because I don't know why I had that there. And I'm just extending these out, so I don't know why I did that, because I just need the outer pieces. Yeah, I should have pulled back and shown it off. Oh, and that doesn't help. But tell you what, it's ambitious. I started it, and then things kind of got away from me. But basically, it's obviously something from the Star Trek universe. In fact, if I drop the light there, we can show off the extra wall. And it's got a couple of landing bays in the back, which last time round I did some work on. That kind of gives you a nice idea of the size. It's a reasonable size. And then the vertical pieces you can see made half walls. They were put in because of the extra, the space piece I had. So we've got like that there. Hang on, put the light above us. So what I needed to do is work on this. So I've got that that's angled, which has to angle the bits down there. And then we've got this back piece to sort out, which I either leave flat where it goes into the bays here, that's parking for 2 ships, or, which I've also left with the rusted thing, because obviously that's the exposed side of things. And we've got like the top of the ship. So the interior layout has completely changed to what it was originally going to be. And like I say, I mean, this is, although it's only when I go into normal mode, mad fishes are still showing up. This is actually Scottish Rod's system that he did. Everything's named relating, well, all the planets are, in fact I should call up the planetary system. This is the moon, rock. But if I drop here, there you go. Everything's relating to Def Leppard, and he set it up for, he did like a shit ton of streams and stuff from the ringed planet, Pour Some Sugar on Me. And I came across, there was me, CG, and a few others. We all came over. This is technically base number 3. The first one was a simple space station with a blown out window. The second one was an amalgamation of the space station with something else attached to it. And then I thought, bugger it, scrap the whole bloody lot, you know. Yeah, one of the big problems is the when they do like the updates that causes an issue. But I've also had to take time out from this just because of the other things that I've got going on, things in real life, and the fact that, of course, I stream more than just No Man's Sky. But I mean, to spend more time in No Man's Sky would be nice. And I've got plans of like deleting some lesser bases. I was going to do, I mean, Distant World Tours took a bit of a break this year, which in a way is a good thing, because I was going to redo a load of bases which are already on the tour on one of the saves, and I was going to modify 2 and replace 3. But so far I got 0 done on all of that, which is a bit of a pain, but you know, get in there slowly, which is why I'm back here, so I can then do some actual building for once. And I also managed to knock off the snapping as well for some reason. Make sure that's all the right one. The other thing is trying to remember when you come back into the game. You're then trying to remember all the damn key presses and everything, because yeah, that's like annoying, you know, because it's like, okay, I played this game so much, I should be able to remember these simple button presses, and then yeah, I forgot, you know. Are you actually going to... No, I'll delete that one off. I don't know why it's prioritizing that other piece. That was a bit silly. But... the other thing is that I'm not keen on and ahhing on base parts. It's a case of... let's take you over there a second. I know what I'm trying to do, so once I've got one... Oops, I'm not sure why that one dropped in there. That was fun. Once I've got the angles and stuff, like what I'm doing now, that makes life a little easier. So it causes less of an issue, and I can just get on and do it. I know some people like to contemplate, remeasure, double measure. Me, it's a case of I'll do it if I can do it. If I can't do it, I will just I don't even know why I did that. I could just save myself the time and just stick that on there like so. Like so. Then we grab a wall, and then we can literally just yeah. The only thing that slows me down is the snap points. But actually, I've just thought I've got a window there. No, it's just the floor piece, wasn't it? That's fine. That's fine. So let's just double check. I did put the window there. Yeah. Okay. So basically, that one can come out. That one and that one can come out. I mean, it's difficult when you can see that the thickness of the different parts are definitely, they vary so much. But at least we can get this nicely in place. Right, and that should be there. Well, thanks. Yeah, it's not the Enterprise, it's definitely not, but it's just built in that kind of universe. I know there are people who have done the Enterprise. They have done fucking amazing designs and that. And I mean, I think the most impressive, I would say, design would be Criss Cross, who did he got people in because it was a massive, absolutely massive project. I don't know how many people he had involved, and I've got to try to remember. I think it's 9,500 parts that he did, which, as you can imagine, that's pretty fucking insane. Get rid of that. Come on, you can snap to the right piece. No, not that piece. The outer piece. Come on. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh no, it's that piece there that's causing a little bit of a... Right. If I... Right. Sometimes they just need some little assistance to... There you go. We've got that on now. And that piece there... Oh my god, that's why it was causing shit. Hang on a minute. That means that wall's not in the right place. That wall is not in the right place. There we go. Now it's in the right place. So if I come back round, there we go. Right, so obviously we don't have our external underside curve or these pieces put in yet. This will go there and pop down in the appropriate place. But we now have both curved points done, which is nice. I know I've got to do some deleting of other bases and stuff, because to finish this one off is going to take quite a few parts. So I'm going to have to remove several bases. I mean, I've got bases which are going to just be dropped to base computers, just so I can get back to a location. I don't need a base at those places. And yeah, we're going to have the storage running in the corridor, probably. Might shrink them down and see about popping them in here, because I'm going to also have to work out what I'm going to do about the corridor section. I might actually extend that across and bring the corridor in a bit, just so I can bypass these pieces and then just attach it at that point there. I think that's probably going to be nice. So because I've thought of it, I suppose we're going to have to make that adjustment. Right, we're going to put you there so I can delete you. I'm going to put you there so I can delete you. And we need to move this halfway across, so that's not a problem. Put you there, delete you. Right, this is going to be the fun bit, isn't it? Do I have a... No, I've got an angled point there. I don't have a smooth point, do I? Right. Okie doke. So, let's drop in a wall. We'll go for another square. And we will go for another... Where is it? Garage. Right, and then we can get rid of those two. No, actually I should have left one of those. Idiot. That was... Oh, that was clever. I really shouldn't have deleted that one. Never mind. Nope, short wall. Right. Then we can just go you over to you. Then we can take you and put the new light in, like so. And we can remove the wire. We can then go back into here, select, make sure it's polished. Put it in there, like so. I can also remove that. And I can just add another piece there to hold that floor. No, actually, hang on. There we go. Do that way. And then there we go. So it extends it a little bit. I just need to fill in those little pieces there. I can extend this corridor piece forward. And in fact, if I come on, like so. And then what I'll do is I'll make it narrow so you don't actually then get to see any of the... Oh, I didn't get the door lined up the right way. Yes, it says there swap part. I must remember that. So R2. There we go. Because that door that's there is going to be removed. So the fact those two doors line up, that's great. That's not a problem. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to have a piece of floor because we need to drop that new piece of shiny floor in. We'll put a piece of wood on either end. Let's have a think, because we want to move it across. And we want to move it across by 2. Right. In fact, no, we can just do it by there, can't we? So technically I'll just do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this should, hopefully, and then if I go into alloys, half wall, make sure it's the right one. There we go, that one's there. And if I go into here, that's still technically in the way, but it's not that obtrusive. It can be hidden at that point. And I can put myself a piece of stuff on, so that's okay. So we go triangle, 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 drop a short wall, go to a long wall, and then we duplicate. Oh, thought that was silly. Or pressed the wrong fucking button. So I will have to redo that lovely cock-up I just made, but never mind. As I was saying, easy done. And I mean, for what it is, it wouldn't be worth like trying to reload on a save. Plus, because of the way that they changed the saves, the old technique doesn't work anymore. And I've just gone and deleted a door because I am being silly. Right, let's change my position. This side? Yes, it is this side. Did that line up? That did not line up because it's got to come all the way across. Hang on, let's turn around and then I can see it from this side, and this way I can actually get it lined up properly with this. There we go, that's better. And now I can put on the short wall. Like so. Yeah. So now, there we go. So yeah, we've got those little pieces there, but I've also just got external things showing at the minute. But I wonder, actually, if I go to light, Now I've got to try to remember where the pieces I'm thinking of. It's that rectangular one with the lines across it. Helps if I go into the correct one, of course. That usually helps a lot. Ooh, come on. Right, that one. I'm going to do a bit of guesswork because I really cannot see. Right, I think. That's not too bad. I will. Yeah, it's slightly too small, but I can sort that out later. It'll be fine. Who's going to be looking at the ceiling anyway? Most likely just people who have watched this come along and have a visit and say, look, told you he got that wrong. Oh, fuck. Yeah, and of course don't fall through the holes because those holes are big. Actually, I'm not sure. They're not that big, but I can't think why I left that big hole there. That seems silly that I left a gaping hole on the floor there. So now we've got that. We've got our corners done. Oh, the one thing I haven't done is the floor there, but I'll leave that for a moment. Get rid of that. What I can do is sort out these next sections here, but I need to move because I'm standing in the way. Yeah, I know what people are like. I do it myself, you know, where I turn up somewhere and I'm like, oh, I saw this bit being done, you know, and it's like, oh, they've done this, they've done that, and then you're like, maybe, yeah. I've not been rude about many builds. I have been rude about a couple of builds, but it's like I said, if you're proud of something and it turns out that it's basically just a garden shed, then genuinely you don't have anything to really be proud of. I mean, fair enough, if it's the best you can do. But, yeah, garden shed, dude, you know. Right. Now, so I'm actually doing 4 of the pieces at once, not just one. I do like the fact they brought in that you can like raise and lower on a short wall or a long wall. You know, I did like that. That was a good move. Right. Maybe the hole is a shortcut. Debatable. It's a debatable shortcut. Right, hang on. No, don't do that. I don't want that. I want this. That's it. Always tell when the fingers get tired. That's the other problem, of course, is you try to do building, and I mean, even people who don't have problems with their hands will get to a point where the hands are going to get tired. Right, so there we go. One thing I can do is carefully remove these, like so. Then the amount of building work you have to do just to putting the scaffolding, shall we say, is always something that's quite impressive. I mean, after having visited builds by builders who were literally in the process of building when I visited, and it's like, yeah, you can see how they're doing it, but fuck, it takes so much to keep track of some of the stuff. Some of the builds are really quite something. I mean, as I mentioned with Chris's Enterprise, 9,500 parts or whatever the fuck it is. It's in fact, it might even be more than that. You know, I've got a feeling it's more than that. Which really then gives you an idea to just how fucking huge. Right, hang on a second. I've got to make sure I can see this on the right side, because if I'm on the wrong side, it doesn't work. There we go. Now we need the big one. I'm not concentrating on the underside too much at the minute, because the design I haven't finalized it yet, really. There we go. Plus, some of the panels I'm putting in will be replaced with windows. So I will remove some of these angled pieces and pop in the appropriate window piece, shall we say. Right, actually, I've just realised what I do need to do is half walls. Half wall, half wall, half wall, and half wall. Yeah, it is indeed. Right, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It just right. Then we can remove those pieces. Whew. I just have to remember not to like completely knack up what I'm doing. Oh, no, don't do that. Yeah, I mean, working out there's easier ways to do stuff when you're building is here. Always useful. Are you talking about? No, you see, he's done a couple of city type things. He tends to do big builds. I think one of my favourite was definitely the Alice in Wonderland thing. But yeah, I mean, the builds are fucking huge. Right. Remove. 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 Come on, that's it. Right, and then I can so yeah, I mean someone always said it was down to practice, and it is down to practice. And I honestly thought with my hands I would not be able to do this, but then it's just a case of, I mean, it's like when Dark Hellboy was in here, I mean, he showed me a few tweaks, shall we say, and ways of doing stuff, and it's like, fuck, that's a lot easier than I thought. Come on, that's it. The snap points really do get a bit loony sometimes. The concentration is horrendous. And then remove those pieces. Remove those. We'll remove these. I'll leave the end one in place just as a marker. Okay. Drop out. Go into wrong button. Go into camera mode. And then there we go. And if I drop down a bit, you see how that nicely matches up. With the shape. Yeah, I mean, when I think about what I've done in the past, it was various conversations and people said, "Oh, you know, if you can do this and you can do that, then why don't you do something a bit more extravagant?" You know. And I'm like, well, I suppose I've got to try. I mean, unfortunately, there was a build which was discussed earlier in the year, and I ran out of parts to be able to do it, and it was meant to be part of a Romulan warbird. The only problem was, it then turned out somebody had actually done it. In fact, it turned out two people had done it. And I thought, well, the whole point was it was a challenge to do it before anybody else. But one person had done it like 2-3 fucking years ago. So I thought I'd concentrate on one of these first. Thank you very much there, sir. So, I mean, it gives us a nice chunk. This also gives us room to play with stripes, markings, lights. Because that's the thing I haven't got to yet. I haven't got around to sticking in lights. But there's lots of room to do it. And, I mean, yes, I've got these lights in place. But I've got a couple of bases I've built. Skinned bases. So you've got two walls. And the lights are in between. And it just gives you the ability to do all sorts of... You can either have very bright lights, or you can have like multicolored whatevers. I mean, that might not look like much of a gap there, but I can put a light. In fact, yeah, if I could take the blue light, for example. I mean, you can build this in before you put the skinned walls up, but I mean, you can see, you can literally stick that in there, like so. And if that's the pink one, there you go, red one, rotate, put them together. Now, obviously they're not shown. I mean, unfortunately, I've done this where the window is, so that doesn't help, but we're talking about, yeah, you can use the light bars and stuff as well. I mean, that should have been on the thing, but it's good enough to demonstrate the thing. So if I do that, I mean, obviously you wouldn't put it where the window is, but I mean, this is just a demonstration. I will remove them and redo stuff. And then I turn round. Actually, on the polished surface, it's now looking like two distinct points of light. That's quite interesting. That has changed a bit. Don't know why that... It now looks like a proper mirrored polished surface. That's weird. But in darkened environments, and correctly positioned, you get a whole host of effects, because obviously you can mix the things as well. But you can see they're both lit. Let's see if I can remove them without screwing up this wall there. There we go. But yeah, you could even, actually I was just thinking because I saw them, but even things like the neon sign here, because you've got the size sort of thing, I mean, when I can get lined up without falling over. So, I mean, yeah, if I put that there, I mean, obviously you can see it's behind the glass, but when you look at it from this side, although it doesn't really show up too much because there's quite a bit of light, but I think you get the idea. You can literally hide all sorts of shit in the walls because the walls are skinned. And I mean, it gives a nice effect. Yeah. Right, I've got to try to remember where I've got a base and if it's on this save. Because if I tell you what, if I just land here, I'll just have a quick check and see if I've got a base on this save where I've done this. Unfortunately, some of the thumbnails still aren't fixed, so of course that's a pain in the backside. And I know I just deleted a base which used that effect quite a lot. Right, I tell you what. Let's just... I will jump to another save. Because I know I've got... I think it's on 3 here. I think it's on this one. Unfortunately, the base I deleted, which I did... Oh no, that was only... Yeah, that had the effect, but that was a copy. It's either this or creative. I've got a base, which I've got angled walls as well. so it's not covered the same. Right. Let's have a check. And again, it would really help if the fucking thumbnails worked, you know. Because that is a problem when they don't work. And then, of course, you've got the fact that you've got bloody the same thumbnail showing up for multiple things. It's not the same. It must be the creative save. Because you can overlap the lights as well, you can give yourself purple lighting or different shades of blue or green, which is quite cool. Right, I'm on board my ship. I have no idea what I was doing on this ship, but oh God, I've still got this freaking rocket boot. I need to get rid of that. Right. Yeah, the thumbnails are... It's getting to the point where they kind of get on your nerves somewhat. I've also just realised that my ship hasn't been modified in a while. Where the crap is the... I thought I had a teleport room on this. Oh, there it is. It's over here. Jeez, how to forget where you've built something. Yeah, I mean, the arrival gate base, that shouldn't be a circular thing, because that can disappear, because that's actually visiting something. Where is it? Yeah, that's the thing, you see. The pictures are a lot easier to remember. And... Oh, that might just be a test site. But it'll work. Even if this is just a test site of something to do, it will still demonstrate exactly what I was on about. And only because the bloody thumbnail was there. It's like the thumbnails will start to work and then they'll stop working. And the fact that some of them look like zigzag lines, I mean, those ones have never recovered. And if you try to take a new picture, it doesn't necessarily work. Right, yes, this one should. I actually built it round the crashed ship. Right, I'm going to head over to the... I might have streamed this. I don't know if I've been. I think I might have been here on a stream before. Right, but if I go in, there we go. Of course, all of these walls have been changed by the whole update business. But if you notice, they're sloping, which gives it a nice effect. We've even got a flashing red. They're all hidden. Every single, there's nothing on the ceiling. All of the lighting is inside the various pieces. So you get all the different color changes for the different sections. This is where the ship has now taken off, of course. Broken entrance. Hello there, Mia. How you doing? Hope you're having a good time. But as you can see, it's light enough to see what you're doing. And you've got all the colour that you need. And then, of course, you walk into here and you've got, like, just normal lights on the wall. Come back in the corridor. and everything's hidden in the walls. This actually gives you a lot of room when you've got them, but you don't have to have them angled. But yes, unfortunately, that updates completely. Hang on a second, there's a hole. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's sometimes it might, sometimes it might not. If you update one that's got a distorted image, there's a very high chance it will not change. If you update one that doesn't have a picture at all, it might show up the next time you log in. And if it's already got a picture that works, it could still then knock it off, so it stops working, which to me is just silly. But yeah, the corridor walls, unfortunately, completely redone. I put some lights underneath the stairs as well, so you get a good lighting effect on there. Actually, that looks terrible on the ends now, because that needs redoing. Although this, I might delete this base just for parts. But when you're walking down a corridor and all of the lighting is in the walls, so which is cool. We have mysterious solid object in the center of the room that you can't walk through. But yeah, lighting inside the walls. So I mean, they don't have to be sloped like these ones are. It's just a case of this particular one has sloped walls to it. But this was an old design. I can't even remember when this one was done. Oh, maybe 2.5, 3 years ago, I think that's when it was done. But I mean, you can see, I mean, the ceiling hasn't been reskinned on this base, but you can see that you get a lot of light bouncing off it. And because you can take those lights and merge, well, I don't know how many you can get together, but it only takes one wire to light them all. So you can literally have any colour you want as far as what colour your corridors are, which is fun. And like I say, I mean, here we've even got the flashing red that comes through, which you can see it's reflecting off the ceiling as well as coming through the walls. I mean, if I could stand in the right place again, there you go. And then it's bouncing off me. Well, you see, I like a bit of Babylon 5. I think we're down in grey 17. The whole, and that'd be an interesting thing, actually, trying to mimic part of something like Babylon 5, because it's such a big thing. But yeah, I mean, obviously the tower's just fairly straightforward. It just has a few lights and stuff on it. Oh, that's where the ship disappeared to. It's just floating. So I don't know what it is. I mean, it always spawns in down there. I did build a bit too close to it, unfortunately, when I was doing stuff. Mainly because it took off. And then I lost track of where it was. But yes, oh, that changed the colour dramatically, didn't it? Let's try that one again. There we go. But you can see it's still got the orientation of when it was on the ground. Slightly nose down. And its landing gear's still down. And it's quite solid, as you can see. You can bump into it. But yeah, I mean, this base is basically a almost square, and the primary corridor is lit 100% through wall lighting, which I always like. But I mean, because I need parts on anything that's got the old legacy parts, it's like you prefer to delete a base so you can build something new rather than try to move to a new save. Yeah, I mean, 101 things that you can do in No Man's Sky, you know. And if I zoom down, I mean, part of the idea with building it here was the idea that you've got a ship, and then you've got like a research thing, which that technically should have been further over so it looked more directly onto the ship, whether from the side or whatever. Bit of scaffolding, and you can see the wall design there. I mean, even though that's an angled wall, there's an extra piece that's gone in, and the lights still shine through. I mean, there you can actually see I made a mistake with the positioning of the lights. So the lights actually show ideally you need them in line with the wall. But yeah, I do like hiding the lights where possible. I think it makes for a good thing. I mean, how bright is that bit of lighting? I think that's caused by one of the lanterns that there is. I think I've got lanterns there. In fact, I should be able to see. Oh, it must be inside here. Must be inside that room. Yeah, because the floor's also and again, full-sized drop walls, but enough to stop you from falling off, because yeah, I fall off a lot. I know I do. But yeah, lighting by putting it in the wall. There you go. Little thing to finish up on. But thinking of things like Babylon 5, I mean, I do have a start point for something which is alien related. Yeah, there you go. There's a orange light there. Another one sat there in the corner. Those are amazingly bright, but like I said, they are quite a harsh orange. But yeah, I've got an alien-related base I would love to finish off at some point. There's all the stuff to do with the 5 builds for, well, which will now be next year, DW 2026, DWT 2026, if they do another tour, which will be cool. And then, of course, yeah, we've got lights in there as well. The lights shine through amazingly well. Hey, if people have a question, I will answer it if I can. And if not, I will point people to the people who I know can. But I mean, yes, your basic control room. Got all those positioned up. Those obviously hidden out pieces. I've just noticed those don't line up perfectly, and that's now going to bug me. I'm sure they used to line up properly. Why do those not line up anymore? They should line up. They don't line up. Why do they not line up? That's right. Well, anyway, like I say, this base is likely to get scrubbed, and I will build something bigger and better in its place. And of course, I will continue to work on my Not the Enterprise, which, yeah, will see everybody with that again. So like I say, in Discord I will going to run some polls seeing if people want certain games. I've had a couple of suggestions put through which I will add, even though I know I'm not very good at playing certain games, but I will do it if that's what people want to see. But until next time, I will catch everybody later. Have a great time. Thanks for being here, and thanks for watching. Bye for now, everyone. Cheers.